Thanks for joining me. Today, I'm going to share with you the 7 steps you must take when your beloved senior can no longer live independently. This is for you if you're planning ahead or if you suspect or have been told that your mom, dad, or the other older adult that you love and care for is no longer thriving or safe at home. You are probably feeling emotionally drained, worried, stressed, overwhelmed, and decision fatigued. These tips are from an industry insider with personal experience. Me. I've been where you are, and I'm going to give you the guidance I wish we had had. I'm Tammy Crutzen, and I'm a certified senior transition specialist, which is a lot of words to say that I've trained and demonstrated knowledge in helping seniors get into safe living environments as quickly, efficiently, and cost-effectively as possible. I've also co-authored a book and written numerous articles on the topic. What motivated me to become a senior advocate was my own personal experience. One seemingly normal day, I received a call from my mama. She was distraught, crying so hard I could barely understand her. In essence, she said, "The doctor has said that Jack can't live at home with me anymore. He needs to live in an assisted care community." Well, that day went from normal to crisis mode in a hurry. I discovered that there was a lot of information out there, but it seemed scattered, and many of the sources seemed to have an ulterior motive. I remember being worried about everyone's feelings. My stepdad was hurt, scared, belligerent, and confused that he could no longer live at home. My mom and I were concerned about his emotional and physical condition and the finances. Man, the costs were seemingly enormous. We also felt false guilt. We were overwhelmed by the decisions and the life changes, and we were a bit worried about the reactions of other family members. We had to make big, life-changing decisions amidst huge emotions and shocking financial considerations. When we finally found our way, I vowed to help others on this journey. The path from independent to assisted living is often fraught with emotional and financial stress. And that is all compounded by the many, many decisions that you have to make. Follow these steps to reduce your stress and to find an ideal living arrangement for your beloved senior. Step 1, take a deep breath. It's normal to feel all this overwhelm and stress. I've been where you are, and this situation is difficult to navigate. The good news is that there are people, places, and information to help you. You are doing the right thing by searching for resources and guidance. But it's probably wise for you to talk openly with a trusted clergy member. Step number 2, evaluate your senior's needs, challenges, and desires. You're going to want to choose a long-term care community or in-home care professional that best fits your senior needs. So to start with, you'll need to assess your senior's challenges. There are standardized evaluations for determining a senior's ability to live independently. You can find a checklist assessment by searching CATS ADL. KATZADL. Online. ADL stands for Activities of Daily Living. And I also provide an assessment checklist on the accompanying PDF. There are 5 activities of daily living that we use to assess someone's ability to live independently. But before I go into those 5, I want to explain that tools and modifications are encouraged, and they don't in any way disqualify one from safe, independent living. So helpful aids like wheelchairs, walkers, chairlifts, and tub bars, and the like are all highly recommended for safe elder adult living. Now to the 5 ADLs. The first is personal hygiene. Bathing, including getting in and out of the shower or tub. Oral, hair, and nail care, as well as correctly taking your medication, are all included in this category. The second category is dressing, and this includes selecting appropriate clothing, like a coat in the winter, as well as putting on and taking off all garments. The third one is eating. This does not include meal prep, but it does mean that the senior gets plenty of liquids and proper nourishment and can get it into his or her mouth. Number 4 is toileting. This includes getting on and off the toilet, as well as the ability to clean oneself. Finally, we come to mobility. That's about transitions, getting out of a chair, getting into and out of the bed, and going from one location to another. Remember that aids, tools, and modifications are all encouraged. After assessing your senior's challenges, you'll want to determine your priorities. There are 5 of these also. Number 1 is your non-negotiables. These are the things that your senior must have. Could be something like the community accepts small pets, or your parents need to share a space. Perhaps you need really good transportation services. The second category is your preferred location, such as the location closest to you, near other family members, or in the community where close friends already reside. Number 3 is a good lifestyle fit. This is vitally important. And this includes things like the community provides a full calendar of events and activities for your very social dad, or maybe a quiet, private space for visiting. Your mom may be a foodie and she needs multiple dining options or a chef-inspired menu. Could be that your senior wants spiritual programming on site. Whatever the lifestyle desires are, talk this over with your senior as possible. It is so important to know where they will fit in best. You see, the most commonly heard complaint from seniors about their community is, "I don't fit in here." That's heartbreaking, and you can avoid having this heartbreak by talking with your senior and asking a lot of questions. Number 4 is the budget. This will play a major role in your decision, and we'll go into far more detail in step number 5. The 5th category is the type of community. Senior living communities are categorized by the scope of care. There are continuing care retirement communities that offer a continuum of care, transitioning your senior as needed. Then there's independent living for those who require little to no personal care. Then there's also the option to remain at home with some safety upgrades and in-home caregivers. Assisted living and group homes are for those that need some support with the activities of daily living. And then we have memory care facilities. Those are for our seniors who've been diagnosed with memory loss, Alzheimer's, or dementia. Finally, we have skilled nursing care residences, and those are staffed 24/7 with registered nurses and other medical professionals. The third step is to conduct online research. To begin your research, go online and search your preferred location and the type of senior living you've decided your senior needs. If you're looking for a specific community or resource, I highly suggest that you type in the exact web address into the search bar. You see, there are many search results that will bring up third-party sites that collect your information and sell it. You don't have time for that. So do your general search, but when you're going into the websites, make sure before you give them any information that it's a site you trust. When you've done your general search and you find a community, go in and look at the gallery of pictures. Watch all the videos and read the information. There's usually a wide variety of material provided to you. When you discover a community that seems like a good fit, check online for reviews. I'd start with their Facebook page, and then sites like Yelp and Google can also give you some reviews. Step number 4, conduct in-person research. You'll want to talk to trusted advisors, such as doctors, lawyers, and clergy. And you'll want to talk to your friends and family who've been through this process. These folks have experience and insight that you won't get online. And then you're going to want to tour the communities themselves. Please take your senior if at all possible. Some communities even allow the senior to book an overnight experience. Mealtimes are a great time to visit in order to observe the residents, the food, you might even be able to try it, and the general atmosphere in a time when people are relaxed and milling about. Be sure to talk with the management. You'll probably have an appointment. But in addition to the management, you're going to want to talk to staff, caregivers, and the residents themselves. Each one can give you a different and revealing perspective. Management, staff, and workers should all happily answer every one of your questions. Pay close attention to the cleanliness of the facility, the appearance of the residents, and the kindness and attentiveness of the staff. It's a good idea to have a criteria comparison sheet to compare and contrast communities. One is included with the PDF. You'll want to make sure you take something along to record your notes. As I said, I've included one, and you can use that one, or you can put one into your phone, carry one on a clipboard, or make a spreadsheet. Just make sure you take along a way to record these notes. You may think you'll remember all the details, but it's really not possible, and the communities will become blurred in your memory. I share a list of the criteria that I would use to compare these communities. I'm not going to list them now. As I said, they're on the PDF. Also, a tip, before you leave the community on your tour, get a contact name, a phone number, and an email address, because additional questions are sure to pop up. And another tip, make a second Step number 5, determine the best ways to pay. there are more than a few ways to pay. Medicare is one of them, but they offer very limited benefits. Those benefits are for inpatient care in a hospital, for a limited time at a skilled nursing facility or rehabilitation center, and some in-home health care, for durable medical equipment that was prescribed by a doctor, and for prescription drugs. You also have Medicaid, and Medicaid offers extensive benefits for long-term care, but only for those who are considered impoverished. Some people who do not initially qualify can eventually become eligible for medical assistance after they've spent almost all of their assets and income on long-term care services. Provisions and guidelines vary from state to state, but all states must provide a minimal benefit package. Applying for Medicare is not easy. In fact, it's quite complicated. So please contact a board-certified medical planner, CMP, to help you navigate this complex system. Next, you have family assets. You will need to calculate the senior's assets and income. I include a table that you can use for this purpose in the accompanying PDF. I even created a column for the location of assets, which I found to be handy and helpful. Another option is selling the family home. The home is often the senior's largest asset, and it may need to be sold to pay for long-term care. Waiting for the senior's home to sell can cause delays in getting your beloved senior the care that he or she needs. Often, the home is filled with a lifetime of collected items, stuff, and more than a few necessary updates and repairs. There are 5 basic ways that you can get funds from your house. Number 1 is renting out the house. Number 2, selling it by owner. This is often called a FSBO, FSBO, for sale by owner. Number 3, you could have a family member buy the house. And number 4, you could list the house with a real estate agent. This usually requires a clean out, repairs, updates, and multiple showings. Number 5 is working with a certified senior transition specialist and professional home buyer, like Crew Property Solutions. This service provides an all-in-one home buying service. We buy the house in its current condition, including the no longer wanted or needed stuff, with no commissions, and we provide a closing timetable of the family's choosing. Crew Property Solutions can also provide you with resources for getting a house ready to sell by owner or with the help of a real estate agent. You can reach out to us. Contact information is on the PDF. VA benefits are another way to pay. To qualify for VA benefits, one must meet all of the following requirements. Military service. The senior or the spouse must have served. 2, a medical condition that requires documented assistance from another person. And 3, there's an income and asset evaluation by the Veterans Affairs Department. And then there's long-term care insurance. This is a great thing to have. And if you're planning ahead, this is something you ought to check into for yourself and perhaps even for your senior. If your senior does already hold one of these policies, please contact the insurance company before you begin the claims process, because these filings are often very complicated. Some of you may even qualify for victims funds. There's some trust fund benefits for certain illnesses and causations like mesothelioma. You'll need to reach out to the associated organizations to begin this qualifying process. Next, we come to reverse mortgages, HECMs, they're known by in the industry, and also home equity lines of credit. You may have heard these called HELOCs. Please, with these two, do your research and due diligence, as these can really complicate Medicaid scenarios. And they're really not the right financial decision for many people. Consult an FHA, Federal Housing Authority approved HECM lender. And then we have HSAs, Health Savings Accounts. An HSA is a tax-advantaged medical savings account for those enrolled in a high-deductible health insurance plan. You'll need to check with your health insurance company to see if you qualify and to find a provider in your area. We also have bridge loans. These are loans that are provided by financial service firms, and they are to help temporarily cover the cost of long-term care while you wait for the sale of your house or other benefit to become available. Finally, we have bridge loans. These are loans that are offered by financial service firms. They help temporarily cover the cost of long-term care while you wait for the sale of your house or other asset and the benefits to become available. These funds are typically provided very quickly, but at a much higher interest rate. The sixth step is to get everyone on the same page, including the senior, if at all possible. You'll want to reassure your senior that he or she is not losing control. You want to involve your aging loved one in the selection process to the greatest extent possible. And before talking with your senior and probably other family members, you will want to create talking points based on your research, interviews, and tours. Our included charts and tables are a really good place to start. Before beginning a family discussion, you want to set the stage for expectations. The remaining bullet points in this list may be helpful for you to share with family members. Be sure that everyone is rested and fed and ready to listen as well as share. Encourage everyone to speak and ask questions and to show empathy and patience. This is not easy for any member of the family. Be reassuring, especially to the senior, and know that this will be more than one conversation, most likely. Stay in the present. Anger and hurt from past experiences, fear of future happenings, all just discourage the progress you'll make, and they strain relationships. Focus on your loved one's care and keeping him or her as informed and involved in the decisions as possible. The more the senior feels heard and valued, the greater the chance of a positive outcome. Finally, step number 7, give grace to yourself and to your loved ones. Let go of the guilt. You've made the best decision possible under stressful and emotional circumstances. Give your senior time to get used to the new community and lifestyle. On average, it takes 90 days to settle in to a long-term care community. It will be a big adjustment for your whole family. Your beloved senior will be in the safest, best community for your family situation. May you and your senior find peace and joy in this new phase of life. It is possible.